Strategy 35, the need for authority. When I started preparing for my pilgrimage, I was kind of philosophical. My question was really, when was I truly a pilgrim? Or even better, when could I call myself a pilgrim? Would that be the moment I started thinking about making a pilgrimage? Or would it be the moment that I received my pilgrim's passport? Or maybe when I boarded the plane to go on the pilgrimage? Would it be the moment I set foot on the path, or perhaps the moment when I completed the pilgrimage, when I'd received my testimonium in the St. Peter? I found this an interesting question and I didn't have an answer to it until I set foot on the Via Francigena and I had that moment of inner wisdom. Now I am a pilgrim. Somehow I found the answer, not by asking it in my head, but while experiencing it in the world. I see many leaders struggling with their own authority. Authority has two sides, both the internal perspective, do I find myself an authority in what I do? And the external perspective, do they find me an authority in my field? What gives us the legitimacy, what a word, but you understand what I mean, to lead for others to follow. I want to explain this by giving you two situations. One, I walked just 2 parts of a pilgrimage and then I wrote this book. 2, I finished 1,000 kilometers and wrote this book. Who do you think has more authority? The person in situation 1 or the person in situation 2? Of course it is the person who has more experience. Nienke Bloem, who walked 1,000 kilometers on the Via Francigena. Experience builds up to authority. And no, please don't flash your results and experience every day, but it is useful to show your accomplishments every now and then. People love to follow leaders with experience, plus showing your accomplishments give you credibility. You cannot follow a course to become a better pilgrim. You can follow courses to be a better leader. I remember the times when I looked up to leaders with an MBA title, Masters of Business Administration. I thought they were gods because of that master title. In my perception, they were extremely smart, that understood how to run a business. I also admired their perseverance to do such a course next to their full leadership positions. I craved for that title and I thought it would lift me up in some sort of way. So when I was 33, I decided I wanted to do an executive MBA course. I was in my first management position in an insurance company and I wrote the proposal to my manager. It was quite an investment for the company and I had to make a plea for my case. I believed it would lift me up and they decided it was a good investment for the organization and for me. Thank you still. It was hard work to follow classes next to my managerial position. It was all in English, sometimes a challenge for a Dutchie like me. It consumed much of my spare time for 2 years and after writing my dissertation on employee engagement, I received my MBA title with a merit. Was I a god now? Nope. I laughed at the idea I had in that past about people with this title. Yes, I learned a lot, especially how to see business in a broader perspective through different lenses, but did it truly change me as a person? No. It did give me a more solid foundation in how I could motivate my beliefs and points of view. It enriched my scope on business model and I felt more like an authority because I proved myself by gaining the title. Titles help. Not when you show them all the time, especially not in the Netherlands. But when I'm speaking in cultures where titles are important, I use them to underline my authority. As a speaker, I'm using my CSP title, Certified Speaking Professional. As a CX professional, I use my CCXP title, Certified Customer Experience Professional. And RTP, Recognized Training Professional with a CXPA. And sometimes I even add my MBA title. Use what you need to feel an authority yourself, whether it is about experience, results you booked, or courses you followed. This whole God thing makes me laugh 17 years later, but the way in which others perceive you is important. Share your story and yes, use a title if that helps.